Hi. Hi. Uh, have you guys completed the yesterday's tasks which were pending? Have you? That site design and everything from your side? Okay. Okay. Good. Good. Okay. You got the designs affected on your site when you apply site design? So, your site design got applied successfully to your site? Applied it? If it's applied, if it's working and everything is fine, that you're getting site design, then can someone show the screen so that I can understand whether your site design got applied or not properly? Can anyone? Yeah, someone should come forward and share the screen so that I can see. Can anyone, or else shall I pick someone? Yeah, that's good. You can. Please just wait. I'll make you as a presenter. Yeah, you can share the screen now. You're sharing screen? We're not able to see your screen, Grace. You're trying to share?
Can you see my screen?
No.
Can you send me the link again?
Just hold on.
Okay.
Now, able to share? I have made you as a presenter.
There is a share button, but that button cannot press, cannot. I don't know what's the problem.
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
Got it?
Yes. Can you see my screen?
Not that. Yeah. Yep, able.
Okay. You can see my screen? Okay. This is the author server.
Okay.
I applied this the CSS and the HTML. This is the published server.
Perfect. Yes. And where you developed your design? Can you show me your design structure and how you include your pages?
Yes. It's slow. Sorry. Just wait a moment.
Sure.
This is the CSS I made.
Okay.
And I made it as a package and uploaded in the published server.
Okay. Perfect. And show me your component that
Here.
in author. Show me the component.
Components. Okay.
That is USP.
It's a JSP. It's a H1. This is H3, and this is I tag.
Referring client-side libraries in HTML. Perfect. Okay. So includes, you can include tag. Okay.
And,
Where you included categories?
okay.
Okay. All right. Fine. Good. Good. And next, anyone? Anyone else? Either Nicandro or Varinder? Okay, thanks, Grace. I'm revoking your presenter permission. Okay, can anyone come forward? 5 minutes. Yes, we can share.
Angie, Harnat, let me know when you see my screen, okay?
Yeah, able to see now.
Okay, cool. See, this is where I am at. I'm here on the training application. I built a small content
At least you
page.
create the page first.
I'm sorry?
At least you created the page. Created
Yeah,
the page.
well,
Okay. Show me your page in website structure, in website admin. First, if the page is for rendering, then after that we'll apply the design.
I can't hear you. Can you come again?
Have you created a page? Actually, application structure I am able to see fine. Have you created a web page based on this content page?
I need to go to here.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. From what I've seen from grades, I think I know I would definitely know how to add CSS. From what I've seen, I just require to put oh, there you go, training site, and then I put like training site, and all these sites have exactly the same thing. Look.
Okay, open one page first. Whether you're able to get.
I hope you can see it.
It's loading, I think.
Look, that's it. I put. I show you the code, right? You saw the code and.
Yeah, the message. We are able to see the message, and show me the component. Means the page rendering component which you attached it to the template. This message you written, right?
Yes.
That message you have written in which component? Show me the component.
Okay, I was on site admin. And I need to go to.
Open in a new tab, right? There are a lot of tabs.
Cool. Okay. It's slow even though I bought some RAM. Okay, so the component, put it right here. Components. Here. Oh, sorry. There you go. So I guess right here I need to include the next step is to include the CSS, right? And then go ahead and modify it. And,
yes, correct. You have to create a CSS design structure, and you have to use that categories in your application so that it will get affected to your components and you will get CSS aligned to your application.
So let me see if I got it. I think it's is this correct?
No, it's strong structure.
Can you dictate?
You can Google it, or else try with yesterday's. Yesterday I have written. Wait.
Okay, it's okay. I can figure out from the notes. Don't worry.
Just hold on first. I will find in my local. Hold on.
Also, for publishing, I mean, this is the server. This is the server. How can I replicate and publish?
Yeah, just go through the previous session. So I explained everything, right? In the sessions itself, everything was there. So just if you go through the session, so you'd get it.
Okay. Okay, hold. Okay, good. You know what? Never mind. I have notes right here, so yeah, I'm good. I can publish, I think. I just needed to check, let you know. So the next step for me is to include CSS design and to publish, right?
Correct. Perfect.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm pinging you. So use this tag to include your client lips in Gmail.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thanks, Nikandra. Good. Varinder, it's your turn.
Hold on. Let me stop sharing. There you go. Go ahead. Thank you.
Varinder, can you share your screen?
Yeah, sure. Just
Yeah, let me make you presenter. Yeah, I have made you presenter. When you're able to get the access, just share the screen. Yeah, you're able to see your screen.
so okay. According to your plan yesterday, like I made it.
You're good. Okay. See.
This is my author and publish.
Even you published as well.
Yes, I published from here to activate.
But wait. Go back to the component. Yes.
Yes, I created like CSS file inside my JPA. JSP.
No, it's not a process, right? We did.
I know. Just let me explain. So we have yesterday just design here like under design mode.
Yes.
Create
Okay.
a folder and create my CSS files. But when I'm trying to give this link, this not works, right? That's why I made here. That's why create a CSS file inside JSP folder.
Why it's not including?
I know when I tried, this not works, right? That's why. Maybe something. Before I put this link, this one, so it didn't work.
But it's not the approach. This is easy way. Everyone can do. Just including directly inside styles, inline styles inside a page. It's easy stuff.
I know, but I tried. Like one more thing, Harinath. So
Okay.
when I'm trying to publish like in my property, so I have to drag this one. This is going continue going downside. So how can I?
Just hold on. First, let me get the answer from you about these categories. In categories, what you have given? My CSS.css.
Yeah.
Is that you need to give? Select the client libs folder. The
Okay.
left side. Wait. Select the client libs folder. Not that, your project specific folder. Okay, show me the properties right side of this node.
Here?
The properties of a node where we will find, yes, up it, just drag it to the up.
So this one.
Here you have
Give the
not
value.
added categories, right? Categories or dependencies or something. You have not added, right?
I know better trying to as going down, right? So that's why. So I have to every time put upward, like drag. So that's why I put my CSS file inside the JSP file.
I think this is just open in Firefox.
And on Chrome.
This is Chrome.
Yes.
Try it in Firefox, or else it's simple. Sometimes the CRXD Lite will make this kind of problem. Just if you restart it, it will sit properly. It will stay constantly without this movement. Okay. Just try including the client libs dynamically instead of putting inside directly the component. Okay. Just show me in tomorrow section that including these categories. Categories is not my css.css. There you should give the categories property which we give. Just go through the sections.
Okay.
Tomorrow must complete it. Okay.
Okay, sure. I know. Just try like so. That's why I put here to complete this.
Okay. Fine. Fine. Okay. Just can you make me a presenter if you have, right? Or else. Thank you. Are you guys able to see the screen? Introduce new concepts. This is my local server. I have started. It's up and running. So we have learned all the replication activities and other stuff as well. Other stuff and lots of different stuff we have learned. First, my concern is that I want to go through all the basic concepts like content component creation and page rendering. We completed with page rendering component and developing a design and applying the design UI design effects to CQ application, which is developed under etc design structure, and page rendering component, template development, and website structure development we have seen, and configuring replication agent, and starting the CQ in publish mode and author mode. And I want to introduce few of the basic concepts in CQ. After that, we'll start site development. Let me complete all the basic concepts like component development, dialog development, widgets, and rest of topics which are important, which are required to start developing a website structure. Today, I will introduce you one concept that how to develop a component, content component in CQ. We have seen components. When it comes to components part, components, there are two types we have seen: page components and content components. Page components and content components. We have done with this. These are used for, why the page components are used? template, HTML template. Means HTML template itself you will create with the page components. Content components build or else useful to make certain blocks in a page dynamic. Let me show you an example so that you will have understanding. Assume that this is website and this is I want to make as a component this block, this alic one in dispensing or something. This entire this entire thing I want to make as a component because I would like to change this image dynamically whenever I want. I want to change this title text whenever I want, and this description text as well I want to change dynamically, and this button text as well. So I want to make this finally as a component. If I make this as a component, this one, these three having common structure like image. Just hold on. For example, I want to make this block as a component. Why? Because this is one part and this is one part. I want these four must be authorable. These four parts must be authorable. So wherever this kind of structure comes in my other page structures or in the same page, so I can reuse this as a component. So in this page, there are many content components you can find. This is one component, and this is one more component. Like this is text, and this is hover text. Means on hover it is changing. So hover text, and this I want to make as one component. This carousel, this dynamically moving carousel, I want to make as one component. These all will be considered as a content components which can be authored, which can be changed dynamically. This part I want to make as a component because this image is same here, here, here. So if I make this as a one component, I can use this component here and here as well. That's what the advantage I get here. So this image, this text, this name, and this below text and link, these all things must be authorable dynamically. That's what the advantage I want to get. I want to make this as one more component. Anyway, while developing this site, we'll do all this stuff. Before this site structure development, this is before this website, we will complete all the basics. Today we will develop one basic component. That will be in our custom page only. I want to author. I want to drag and drop in our page only the newly created content component. I would like to place in this current page only, and I want to edit that here. Here only I want to place it. So I am going to create a content component today. Just please observe. Go to components. Under components, go to content folder. Right click, create component. Label I am giving as person details, and title can be with caps and spaces, but label should not be. Group. This is the group which will be placed, the newly created group, in a sidekick. If you create a new group, yes, all of my training application components should be under sample project. Is this our project? I don't think so. It's not our project, right? Our project is my training, right? Yes, boss, our project is this one. I was creating in a wrong direction, wrong place. Sorry. Yeah, this is my training application. Components. Under the content, create your component. Due to the different sessions, I might be creating application with different names, just confused. Create component here. This is the 9 PM session project. This is okay. If I create anything in a wrong application, just remind me, guys, don't forget. Okay. Create components. Until and unless you refresh the browser, the details will be persisted. It won't be removed. I haven't refreshed the browser tab. That's the reason. Still, I'm able to get it. This is sample project, not sample project. Training application. This is your project. This 9 PM project group. Next, till the end. Next. Not specific parents, not specific children. So click OK. You created component. When you create a component, by default you will get a JSP. This is default JSP. Leave it. Today I will be introducing a new thing, that is dialog, or else CQ5 dialog. What is this dialog basically? Dialog is a page. Okay, it's a control that accepts the input from author to author to the pages. Authoring is nothing but editing. Example dialog I will show you. This is the text image component I used. When I right click or else double click this, what I will be getting, this is inline edit, sorry. On right click on edit, what I am getting? A dialog. A dialog I am getting here. In this dialog only I am editing the data. Dialog is a control which is accepting the data or input from me, right? So that's the reason. This dialog is called as an input control, which accepts the data. So for all content components, there should be a dialog. This person details component. So here dialog should be there. So right click it, create a dialog under your content component. Here you have option for create dialog. Title I am giving as person details. Now save it. You must be very familiar with the dialog structure. There will be different childs will be added when you create a dialog. Under the childs, you have to add your specific controls, whichever you want, like text field or text area or image panel or image tab, whatever you want, you have to add. Dialog is nothing but a container or also widget where you can place your custom, other controls like input or text control or text area control, path field control, checkbox control, drop down control. Like this, different controls you can place it. We'll see later. Most important controls. Items. Next, there is a node created with the items. That is tab panel. X type is tab panel. This tab panel will have one more container, that is items widget collection. Type is widget collection. This is the basic one. This is the important one. This is the container, collection container, where it can contain more than one tab. If you open your dialog, this is the dialog. Select the dialog whichever you want to open. Just double click it. See. This entire part will be considered as a dialog. In this dialog, inner border, the one with the inner border will be considered as a tab panel. Okay? Tab panel. Inside of tab panel, there must be one container, that is items, widget collection. That widget collection is, this widget collection contains more than one panel or else more than one tabs. This is tab 1. Okay? If I want one more tab, as this node is a container node, I want one more tab. Right click, create node, tab tab 2, and type is CQ:panel. You able to see? I want to get one more panel. Save it. And add the title property. Tab 2. This is tab 2. Title is for displaying purpose. I created extra tab inside a items widget collection container. This must be container node, this items, because it will contain other tabs, more than one tab. Just refresh your dialog. So you got one more tab. This is what tab 1, tab 2. Okay. To open a dialog, select the dialog, double click it. Automatically it will open a new window. This is tab 1, tab 2. And again in this tab 1, I want to add text field. Text field. Select this tab 1. I want to add one text field. So to add a text field, you cannot place directly the text field inside a tab. So this tab must contain again one container, that is items of type CQ colon widget collection. This, which in turn will contain, upon creation of this widget collection container node under tab 1, if you refresh, you will get nothing. You will not be able to see anything. But inside, implicitly here, inside tab 1, there is a container is there. When you add something to your container, the name I will give as person name, and type must be widget. This is the first component. Don't get confused. After creating one by one few more components, up to two or three, so we'll get to know. Refresh it. Upon refresh, you will be able to see nothing. Only you got, but title and nothing you will be able to see, right? Here only one control is there, that is, yes, Nicandro, just yes, tell your question, ask your question now. I want to get title, means the user control. I didn't get your question. How do you define the position in which your components are placed? I didn't get the question clearly, sorry. Yeah, we'll do it now, right? Yeah, I'll be going to explaining that only. It will take time. We'll write a script inside a JSP so that where you can display the JCR content information in your JSP. Very tricky part. That's the reason do not deviate your concentration from the session. This is the first component. Okay. And here I got a control, but when user opens the dialog, author opens the dialog, he get confused. What is this dialog? What I have to provide here? So you have to decorate this. So for that, field label. Field label you have to give as person name, and add it. Click on add it. Added. Save it. Now refresh your dialog. See, you got the person name. When you open dialog in a page, when you drag the component and open a dialog here, you will be able to understand, yes, this is person name. Field label is over. Now very important property I am adding, please remember X type. X type, very, very, very important. I will explain. Text field. What is X type in CQ? If you browse the web, you will get a lot of definitions. I will give you the simple, brief, which will be relevant to the practical. X type is a data type. data type of CQ widget API. In Java, for example, in Java, for example, you want to declare a variable. What you will do? After type of some either 1 or 2 or 3 you want to store the data in Java on a numeric part, some numeric part. So you will declare a data type. After that, variable, and you will store 1 like this. Here, what is int data type or control, which handles the data which you are planning to store. If you want to make a as a floating, means point numbers or decimal numbers, you will go with the float control. Here also, CQ also provides X types for input controls. The person name is simple text field, so you can go with the text field X type. You can ask one question that, how should I know the X type is a text field or text area or text box, something like. You can search here CQ widget API. All the X type, most popularly using X types, important X types, you will get here. See, X types, annotation, array store, there are a lot of X types. Button, chart button group, color field, n number of X types are available. Go to T, this is all E, now E, F, G, H, history, button, iframe, dialog, label, lots of text fields are available. Multi-field, this is important, we'll see multi-field. PQRST, come down to T, text area, yes, text field. Text field. This is the X type I have used. This is the X type I used. Save it. I have saved it. And when you author, just refresh it. Behind this control, I have given the data type as a text field. Okay. If I give as a text area, save it, and observe your dialog how it will be. See, somehow little bit area you got it right. This is how the controls will work. Text field, I have written back to the text field. Text field, fine. When you author here, I got a dialog. This is text area something, assume it. I have authored this thing, some text in this page. This text must be stored inside a JCR content. Am I correct? Then you have to guide your repository that where this data, where this text, whichever you authored, must be stored. You have to direct the repository. Assume, what is your page? Content/mytrainingapplication.html. This is your page. Go to the repository structure, content. This is my training application. All the content of a node, all the content of a content node will be stored under JCR:content. Always remember. Okay. Under JCR content node, all your specific parses will be created. Under the parses, whichever the things you drag and drop will be placed here. Okay. If you observe the text which you authored here, you are able to see here. This is my first page developed in Adobe CQ5.6.1. And like this, one more line, like this, 3 lines are there. Okay. Then you directed, or else the one who developed this text image component directed, while developing, they have directed that the data must be stored inside a text property in the current node, wherever you dragged and dropped the text image component. This is the current node. Under the current node itself, please create this text data. It has created. Don't get confused, don't worry, you will not get anything at this moment. When we complete the development of our component, then only we will get to know. Now we have to direct. Come back to this person name node under the dialog. I want to direct this person name to be stored under. Name is a out of the box property. Means JCR node, JCR property where you want to store person name. I want to store in the current node itself. So dot. I placed the dot, observe, / in the current node itself as a person name. Enter it, save it. Don't worry, I'll explain again this after using this component and editing. Then what is the use of this name property and why we have used this name property. And dot / what is this also I'll explain, don't worry. And what is your component page? Or else component is this person details dot JSP. Just remove all unnecessary code. Okay. And here you have to write person name. From the dialog I am reading the Nicandro asked the question where you will display the thing which we authored. Now I will show you. See, you might be aware expression language. I am expecting that. Properties dot. Don't worry, what is properties object? In the next session I will explain all the implicit objects in CQ. It's a vast concept, don't worry, we will see that as well. I used the expression language in JSP. Tomorrow before coming, please go through this concept. Expression language, somehow little bit. Okay, JSP expression language and implicit objects, somehow it will be useful. I'll explain in tomorrow's session this properties object, all the implicit objects. Just concentrate on the creation of this component, that's it. Properties dot person name. Now saved it. I'm done with my dialog development, simple basic dialog, basic component. Now refresh it. I want to use that component in my page. Recently created person details component. So I created under my training application group. I want that group to be added in my page, in my sidekick. For that, we need to go to design mode to add a new group. Don't forget, guys, design mode, edit. What is our group? My training. So it will be in the last, not last, in the mid, GHIM. See, one component we have. Instead of selecting individual one by one, if my group is having 10, I am selecting entire group. Click OK. Still we are in design mode. So go to edit mode. Just expand your sidekick. Click this drop down icon. See, my training group, I got it. And person details component also I got it. Now drag your person details component and drop. See, you got the person name, column, text you got it. But you have to give the person name. Right click. The person name is Adobe CQ5 training. Click OK. Now you are able to see Adobe CQ training. This is how I edited simple component I created and I edited it. I want space between this component and previous component. For that, what you need to do, enter break or else add the break element, HTML element. Line break, just simply. Like /ln in CQ, C++, print ln is for new line. 4 line breaks I added. So 4 line entries you will get. After 4 lines gap, you will get your component. This is what your component. Go to preview mode and check this. This is how you created your custom component. I want to elaborate this component, means to accept the person data, entire person data widely, means like person name, person social details like address, social security number, and blah blah blah. So for that I need to add few more fields. We will add it now. Understand what the things we have done. We created one dialog. In that dialog we added 2 tabs. In the 2 tabs we used only first tab. We have not used second tab. Forget about the second tab. Only first tab. Concentrate on the first tab. Inside the first tab I have added one control, that is a text field control, which accepts the text data, simple text. X type I used as a text field. And the name I used, name is nothing but a JCR property or else content property, the actual content where it needs to be stored. Under person name property, it must be stored. I guided the JCR repository. Now let's see what happened in the content. Before getting the updated things, select your My Training application, refresh it. Go to JCR content. One thing I want to explain you guys. Wait, hold on. Go back to our page rendering component. This is actual template. We have added parses. As I said, it is a container to add components into that container. If you observe, par means par is pointing to parses component. Inside these parses you can place your components. It's a container component. With the same node under the page, with the same this par name, under your page one node has been created. If you observe, okay, under that parses container See, this is the parses. The property is pointing to parses component. Under the parses container, the whichever components you dragged and dropped. This is the one component I dragged and dropped. That is text and image. And another one is person details component. Okay, two components I dragged and dropped inside a parses container. So two components are there. If you observe text image component, the node will be created with a component name boss and person details component. Under person details component, see, I guided that dot slash person name. See, with that name only it has created one property and it has stored the data. And with this property only in my script code, Nicandro, you asked, right? I'm getting the data, I'm rendering it. Properties is an object, implicit object, which grabs all the properties available under the page. Okay? Properties is an object which grabs all the properties under a particular page. Means the properties object wraps this all properties and this all properties, this all properties. I'm giving you clear definition. Properties. It is key value pairs. What is the key here? The name is a key. What is the property? Value. Value is the value. Here person name is a key and value is a Adobe CQ training. So as I said, key value pairs, to get the value of any key, just use that key. Properties dot person name. I got it. Okay. And if I want, you can use this as a properties dot sling colon resource type. So it will wrap all the properties which are available under a page. This is the page. Under a page means this properties under JCR colon content properties, text image properties, text image component properties, person details component properties. All the properties will come and will sit. Okay, that's what. And I want to add few more properties to my person component. Under the items container, I want to add person name. I have added. I want to add person SSN num. Type is CQ colon widget, means social security number. Save it. So I want to add field label. Spelling must be same. Field label. You can ask one question. How you know this field label property? For that, you can go to the CQ widget API documentation. If you open the first link, you will get here this one. This is the documentation. where you can dig the concepts. Here, search for text text field. Press enter. You will get the text field widget. See, this is the text field widget. You can get all the properties. This text field is extending which things and staying or else sitting in a which package and subclasses of the text area, trigger field, all these, and extending which field or else which control, means it is extending form.field control. X type is text field. Configuration options, these are all the configuration options. Allow blank means do you want the author to allow it as a blank? And field label, as I said, field label, this is the field label. The label text to display next to the component, next to the widget component, next to this text widget. This is the one. And we'll use this property as we have seen, allow blank. We'll see now allow blank. This is how I got this field label. It is case sensitive, boss. Okay, don't forget case sensitive. That's the reason L is caps here. There it is caps, so I used it as a caps. Here, field label is person SSN number. Press enter. Added. Next, X type. X type is what? Text field only. Text field. And name, where you want JCR. Just direct the JCR repository where the authored content to be stored, like /person SSN num. Create the property with this person SSN num and store here. I am guiding the JCR repository. Press enter, store, and save it, all the properties. And now here allow blank. Allow blank. B is capital. Allow blank. I don't want to allow this as a blank. Means I want this is mandatory. I want to make this as a mandatory field. False. Now see the effects, how it will be. Refresh your dialog. Field label, you got it as a star. Field label, see the spelling is wrong. That's the reason I am not able to get the text here. If you observe, the field label property is wrong. FIELD. Now itself you got the scenario, right? Change it or else delete this. How you can delete the property? Added property, just select the property, right click, delete it, save it. Add it properly. FIELD, field, LABEL, label. I added it, save it. Now refresh it. See, it is mandatory. Star, it is showing the symbol. So you have to give it, see. Otherwise there is no option. And you want to display the property of this. Copy the same, paste it, and what is here? This one. This is the property name. Will be property name where the data will be stored. Person SSN number. That is social security number. Saved. Now refresh your page and get the updated dialog. See, person SSN number is coming in the same line. For that, add the BR, line break, Okay, person SSN number. See, on opening itself, yellow blank, I made it as a false. That's the reason it is forcing me to enter. Without entering, if I try to save it, you will get error. Verify the values of marked fields. Because the property I added as yellow blank is false. If you make it as a true, means you are letting the dialog, that field to be left as empty. But here I am forcing that field should not be left as empty. See how to give social security number. Just save it. So you got your number rendered and displayed here. Am I correct? Hope you got how to create a simple component with a dialog. Tomorrow before coming, please read through the concept of JSP. If you are aware, just ignore it. If you are not aware, just go through the concept of this JSP expression language, JSTL, JSP tag library. And tomorrow I'll explain that JSP implicit objects. Of course, people might be aware, but still I will explain. And CQ implicit objects, like those are CQ plus sling implicit objects. Okay. Already we used one object here today, but I'll explain what is this implicit objects. Properties object, already we used it. That's the reason don't get confused. What is this property? Anyway, properties object. Anyway, tomorrow I'll explain it. Okay. Implicit objects I'll explain tomorrow. You have to come up with by reading that JSP expression language and JSTL, and before coming, complete this component, means in your local develop this component, and also along with person name and person num, please add a node, right click this items, please add a node that one node that is address, person address. So we should accept the address of the person, and on authoring it should render the person details here, means person address also here along with the person name and person social security number. Hope you will complete all these tasks before coming to the session of tomorrow. Thank you guys. Any doubts you guys having in today's session? Anything related to this dialog or something, whatever you want. Dialog creation is nothing but simple. Just right click, create a dialog. After creating, up to the tab you will get it anyway. After the tab you need one more container to add specific controllers like text field or path field, something. For that, create a container. That container is nothing but create node. That is nothing but items. And CQ column, widget, it is a container. So widget collection. Anyway, I can't create, it is showing red because already one node is there with items. That's the reason I will not be able to create. Under the items, create your controllers. To that controllers, add X type, field label, name property. Name is for to store the data. Just now I created person num. If you observe the content node, that is my training, person details component, right click, refresh it, see the person SSN num property has been added under the current node only, the person details node only, and your text data is rendered here. Whenever I am repeating one point, whenever you drag and drop one component in parses, under parses, automatically a node will be created with the component name. Just blind, remember it. All the properties specific to that node or else specific to that component will be added in the same node as a properties. See, this is one property, this is one property. This is the component data, person name, person num. Where this data is sitting? Inside of that component only, under person details component only, person name and person SSN num. And also, if you want to know where the component type exact definition of this node, if you want, sling : resource type. See, my training, application, components, content, and person details. This is the component path. This is how CQ knows to render the content page here. This is how CQ knows before rendering this component. How the component knows? From here it will refer from string : resource type. Automatically it goes to apps / my training application / components content person details. Inside person details.jsp. In person details.jsp, it will render the script, this one. And when it's try to render this script, properties object.person name. Inside a properties object holds all the data. Properties under a particular page. So properties.person name. This data will get displayed here. Person SSN number. So properties dot person SSN number. Properties is nothing but object which wraps all the properties under a particular page node. All the properties I said under JCR : content, under text image, under person details. So as I said, it is wrapping all the details under a node. Also it is wrapping the person detail properties. So definitely the properties object will contain person name. Properties.person name as a key I used, I'll get this as a value. That will be rendered at Adobe CQ5. Likewise, the person SSN number also will be rendered. This is how the CQ rendering happens when particular component is added to your page. The particular component is identified with a sling : resource type property. Do not forget. If someone asks in interview, how CQ knows a particular component to be rendered for a particular node? For the person details node, it picks the sling : resource type and it renders the actual component while rendering the page. Just only these 2 lines of code is specific to person details component. On top of that, this code or else this script is specific to text and image component. That's how the rendering happens. If you have still just in the homework, analyze how the rendering happens. If you have still any doubt in tomorrow's session, again I'll repeat and again I'll explain, elaborate how rendering happens of a page in CQ. I'll explain. Okay guys, any doubts do you have in today's session? Thank you. Thanks all. Now onwards things will become a little bit tough. You have to put your efforts, but still I appreciate you people. You're doing good. All the tasks which you are working in the class, the session you're completing. It's good, appreciable. But still put the effort just for 10 days or next 10 or 15 days. That's it. You will dig the most of the concepts in CQ. I'll make you people to dig it, okay? Thank you. Thanks a lot. Just come up with this completing of this component development, content component. Today we developed one sample content component. Don't think this is the component we use elaborately in application development. It's a sample. Like this only the real-time components will be there. Thank you. Bye.